horrific. 3 months for attempted kidnapping and rape of a 4-year-old. This is disgusting. I'm so sick of these George Soros district attorneys. I mean, the George Soros prosecutors that are allowing criminals out on the street. They are committing some of the most heinous crimes, but they're letting them off. And this is what they want. This is what the leftists want. They want chaos on the street. So they're allowing criminals like this guy to roam the street after these heinous, sickening crimes. A 4-year-old. So we're going to talk about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this disgusting information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon, and that's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so again, let's get into this disgusting news. Trigger warning. I normally don't do trigger warnings. I believe that you should be able to tackle some of these triggers. These things that you tend to avoid is going to make situations worse. So I tell a lot of my clients, no trigger warnings. We're going to tackle it head on. If you're triggered, let's talk about it. But that's a whole separate issue. But let's jump into this though. In another case in leftist Democrat-controlled Fairfax, Virginia, a deranged Soros district attorney dropped the charges against an illegal migrant who was accused of trying to abduct a 4-year-old girl from her home to grape her. The mother, Hiram Rodriguez, had 7 previous arrests. I'm sorry, the mother. I apologize to the mother. Sorry. The monster. Sorry about that. The monster, Hiram Rodriguez, had 7 previous arrests and 30 charges for exposure and burglary. He faced 30 years in prison. A district attorney wanted to give him 3 months in jail for the attempted kidnapping and rape. 3 months. That's what they wanted to give him. 2 judges refused the deal, of course, rightfully so. So the DA, they dropped all charges. Because, I mean, this is crazy. Why are they caping for these criminals? Fortunately, thank God, ICE was waiting for him after the charges were dropped. He has a one-way ticket to Honduras. A Soros-funded district attorney named Stephen Descano dropped the charges against the attempted kidnapper, rapist of the tiny child. I mean, people should be up in arms. They should be at the district attorney's office out there in Fairfax with pitchforks right now. This is crazy. Hiram Bucha Rodriguez illegally entered the United States in August 2018 and was arrested for it, and then presumably released a few years later. He committed the crime of indecent exposure against a child first in 2021 and then again in spring 22, violated his bail, then began a series of break-ins and enterings throughout the rest of the summer and fall of 2022. Now, these are the people that the Democrats are protecting. These are the people that they're going to other countries to tell them to send them back here. These type of people. Rodriguez then failed to appear, of course, when he violated probation. And by June 2023, he broke into the home of a 4-year-old and tried to kidnap her with the intention of sexually assaulting her. She screamed and her mother grabbed her and he ran away. They arrested him. A few days later, this made huge headlines. The Fairfax County Police caught him and he was jailed. The Democrat prosecutor didn't want him deported. Oh, this is crazy. So he made a deal for a lenient sentence so he wouldn't be sent home to Honduras. Why? Why? These people are evil. These people are evil. The following year in May, a prosecutor named Randy Bellows, one of the good guys in Fairfax County, said this decision is crazy and I'm not giving him less than 2 years. Thank God. All those previous charges, 7 previous arrests and 30 plus charges related to those burglaries and indecent exposure charges that would have gotten him over 30 years in prison if anyone else was fully adjudicated, but almost all of them were dropped. He got 3 months collectively for all of those previous charges. So he would have been in jail for 30 years, so he would have been in jail for 30 years, but instead he was free to kidnap a 4-year-old. They should sue Fairfax County. The parent should sue Fairfax County for not doing their due diligence and keeping these people locked up behind bars like they're supposed to. The judge would not accept the deal. The judge said the risk of deportation is not a reason to deny justice for a 4-year-old. This is a horror show. Quote, so then it goes to a new judge, and just on Friday, the second judge said the same thing with the new deal. This is crazy. No way. So the prosecutor dropped all charges. Steve Descano, let's say his name, amen. Again, we need to be at this dude. They need to be at this dude door asking him, why is he protecting a child predator? Let's say his name, Steve Descano. The Soros Fund, the DA got $800,000. This is why. George Soros bought him off. $800,000 from George Soros and maybe more, and he dropped all the charges against this child, a convicted child sex predator. They said child. They messed up. There's a typo there. Against this child sex predator. And then, God blessed him. Outside the jail, he was going to be released that evening after this 11 o'clock hearing. ICE was waiting and picked up Rodriguez, thank God. And he's sitting in a federal detention center right now with a one-way ticket to Honduras. It's a complete fetishization on the part of whether it's some of these judges, but the Soros-funded prosecutors, the fetishization of illegal immigrants. Wow. I mean, just, again, I can't believe this is happening. And where's the uproar? Why is people not picketing? Why are people not outside the door of this prosecutor for allowing this criminal out on the street? They dropped all charges. This dude was about to grape a 4-year-old, and they didn't give him any charges because they was afraid that this criminal was going to go back to his home country. This makes no sense to me. This has to stop. Get this out here so people can know about this crazy, crazy incident, because the mainstream media, of course, is not going to report on this. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.